Hey, it's Juan. Welcome to the April issue of your VMA SITREP. And we are shooting in Rosslyn on the 10th floor in front of the Wall of Honor. And many of you may have heard of this, but maybe you've never seen it. You'll note that there are dog tags for each member of our veteran community. And if you haven't taken us up on this yet, if you scroll down on the SITREP, you'll find a link that you can have your name added and your dog tag added to the Wall of Honor as well. So, got some special guests this morning. Please join me in welcoming Emily Alexander, Matt Phelps, JC Mock, who are leaders on Deloitte's world-class military fellowship team. Now, JC also reminded me, April is POW and MIA commemoration month, and we don't want to miss this important landmark. JC, say a few words about April 9th.
Yeah, Juan, thank you. So tomorrow, 9 April, marks the formal annual remembrance of POW MIA in the United States. So it corresponds to the back to World War II in the Pacific and the surrender of U.S. forces at Corregidor in the Philippines and the subsequent Bataan Death March. So involved 10,000 U.S. service members who surrendered to then the Japanese Empire. And so in acknowledging their experience as prisoners of war and our country's enduring commitment to our prisoners of war, but also those that are missing in action in several wars. We still have over 77,000 U.S. service members unaccounted for wars going back to World War I, but the government's unwavering commitment to return those service members to their families and get the honors that they deserve. So we just want to acknowledge that day as well.
Appreciate it. Not forgotten. So let's start by sharing a little bit about your respective backgrounds. JC, you're an Air Force type.
Yeah, so JC Mock, I'm a specialist leader in our strategy and analytics practice. I've been with the firm about 2 years, but a career Air Force intelligence officer, did about 25 years before coming to Deloitte, and found my way to the fellowship program by virtue of my good friend here, Matt Phelps, who recruited me my first week in the firm. So, but an awesome program, awesome firm, and really happy to be here.
Yeah, be careful what you ask for. Matt Phelps, retired submariner, career submariner. I'm a specialist leader in our human capital practice, supporting our defense, security, and justice sector.
And Matt, people will be interested in this. You're an Academy grad and have a son who's an Academy grad who's on his way to being a Navy doctor.
Correct. He's in his surgery rotation right now, and he's convinced himself he does not want to be a surgeon.
At USIS.
At USIS.
How about that? That's awesome. Emily Alexander.
Yes. Hi, I'm a manager in human capital. Yes, I former DOJ employee, found my way into DS&J, have been jumping around the sector from Navy, Air Force, a little bit now Futures Investment Team, and have been with the fellowship with Matt since 2018.
And you've been a champion and a military advocate and affiliate since I got here, so thanks for always being there.
Thank you.
So the fellowship program and its programs, because we have, there's a number of different variants. They span the services. Some are junior military members who are coming here kind of in theory in exchange. They're going to come learn best practices. We'll learn from them. They'll take those Deloitte best practices back to their respective service. Some are senior folks in their final 6 months of service. It's kind of a great audition for them and for us. See if it's the right fit. Maybe they'll come with us. Talk to us about some of those variants.
Yeah, so we've been doing this program since its inception in 2016. And since 2016 until today, we've hosted well over 30 fellows across all services, to include government civilians. So we've expanded the program from our first fellowship, which was the Secretary of Defense Executive Fellowship. That's for senior military officers, and it's a 10-month program. We've now expanded from that one in 2016 to Navy tours with industry, Army tours with industry, Air Force education with industry, hiring our heroes, wounded warrior, public-private talent exchange. Just got off a meeting this past week to expand into more federal workforce for Department of State and start hosting fellows from Department of State. So we really established ourselves as the gold standard in the federal space for military and civilian fellowships.
It's awesome. And JC, explain to folks who might not have their arms wrapped around this thing. Their respective services are still paying right?
Right, yeah. So our tours, education, and training with industry cohorts are coming from the services for about 11 months. So they spend 11 months with us. You know, they are being sent here for their professional development, to learn industry best practices, take that back to their respective services. But while they're with us, they're completely, all their pay and allowances and administrative accounting is all continue to be done by the service. And so the benefit of the fellows is that it's a two-way benefit, that they're learning about Deloitte, but also we get the ability to have them shadow projects appropriately. They don't bill projects, they don't invoice projects, they're not the face of the project back to the government, but they shadow, and really cool reverse, as much as they're learning about Deloitte, as we've learned anecdotally from some of our projects that we've had them shadow that don't have any military experience. For Deloitte practitioners, it may be their only opportunity to work side by side with a military member, and so it's been very enriching, not only for the fellows, but for the teams that they've been embedded and shadowing with.
Oh, that's awesome. And Emily, explain to folks that these are really, really competitive opportunities for the service members. It's an intense application process, and in fact, they'll incur additional obligation on their service time in exchange for their time with us.
That's right. So whether it's civilian, enlisted, or active duty officers, they have to be the best of their best in their career field and respective, installations. And so they usually have to have a lot of sponsorship and know what they want to study when they come here. A lot of them, for our Air Force EVs, at least, they have a capstone project. It's kind of like a thesis that they actually go through. They do study and they have a problem statement. Very similar for even our more senior officers. So they have to take learnings back, and they have to have some form of an exchange.
Got it. Now, for folks that are learning about this for the first time around the network and around the country, and they want to land a fellow on their project, and they think it'll be a good fit, how do they do so?
So contact me, Matt Phelps, contact JC Mock, contact Emily Alexander. We'll get you connected. We've got a team of volunteers, and this is a pretty significant firm initiative, but we have a team of volunteers that participate in this and help us run the program because it's pretty expansive. So over 20 different practitioners. So contact us, we'll get you connected to our operations team. We have a whole project placement team. We try to give fellows at least 3 different project opportunities. That can be commercial, that can be DoD, it can be state and local higher education. We try to really expose them to a variety of projects, but we have a project liaison team that actually executes that for the program.
You mentioned that this doesn't happen with the Lone Ranger. You got a team of volunteers who do this off the side of their desk. Rattle off some of those names. Matt Ariola, or the folks I see in my email. Who else is?
Yeah, Emily, take that.
Yeah, sure. Victoria Herring is our project placement lead. Matt Ariola, Sammy Jury, Sachi Kolgi, oh my goodness, Rachel Stanley, Carolyn Weatherford,
MK Flatley, Greg Campion, Grant Jones, Quan Miller, Casey Anderson, Christian Stover they're on the liaison side of the house.
And Tom Hall on the camera.
And Tom Hall run the camera.
That's right.
Okay, let me ask you one more thing. I'm told that the data, a couple years into this, when did we start again?
2016.
2016. So 6 years into, and the data shows that the Navy fellows seem to be performing significantly better than the counterparts.
100%, and that's not to be unexpected.
Yeah,
and,
that's just history.
and even to be quite honest, I mean, when you drill down into the Navy, submariners actually perform at the highest rate when compared to surface warfare officers, in particular Navy.
It just may be the opposite of the impact and effectiveness on the football field.
That's a good point. That could be.
Hey, guys, this is the gold standard in industry. Thanks for finding time to do this with all your other responsibilities. Thank your team, and thanks for being here this morning.
Thank you, Juan.
You're not forgotten. Fly Navy. Thanks, everybody. Enjoy the issue.